Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen nabiyyina Muhammadi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'du. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I've played back some of these videos and I look quite scary actually, when I play them back. So I'm going to try and smile a little bit more because they all look a little like, eyebrows are like that and I'm like looking at you guys like this. So this one is going to be a lot of smiles. I'll try my best. I'm normally quite a happy-go-lucky kind of, affable, friendly guy. I don't know why on video I come across like some, scary guy. Anyway, let's try our best. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna Allah la yastahyi an yadriba mathalan ma ba'uda fama fawqaha. فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين. Verily, without doubt, indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not embarrassed in any way, shape or form that He gives a similitude or He puts forward an example of a fly or even something less than that. As for those individuals who believe, فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقِّ, they know that this is the truth from their Rabb. And as for those who disbelieve, فَيَقُولُونَ مَاذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِهَذَا مَثَلًا يُضِلُّ بِهِ كَثِيرًا وَيَهْدِي بِهِ كَثِيرًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala misguides by this small example many, and He guides by this so many. However, the only ones who achieve misguidance are those who are the fasiqeen. Such a simple, straightforward ayah with so much depth and understanding to it. You've seen many parables, similes, metaphors that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses throughout the Quran. This is a unique way of teaching. We call in the teaching field pedagogy. So the pedagogy which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses is one which is utilized up until this day. The best way to make somebody understand something is to narrate to them something that is common to them, something that they're aware of. And I gave you this example this morning or last night. Mashallah, when you are in Itikaf, you don't know when it's day and when it's night. It's just like a continuous thing. You get a bit of sleep when you can and you eat when you can. Obviously, when we break fast, that is. We don't do anything sneaky. I said I'm trying to smile. So this example, and earlier, as I was searching, the person who wants to seek fault, what does he do? Goodness me. What does God mean by a fly? What is His purpose of giving an example of a fly? Surely God has so many other matters, celestial bodies, angels, that He can give examples to. Why does He pick something as mundane as a fly? And all they do is they find nooks in it and then they'll say, well, which particular fly is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaking about? Is it the house fly? Or is it the cluster fly? Or is it the horse fly? Or the blue bottle fly? I couldn't memorize all these. Or the fruit fly? Or the filter fly? Or the autumn fly? Or the crane fly? Crane fly, what we call daddy long legs. Or the lace wings? Or the white fly? Or the yellow swarming fly? Which one is he referring to? What point is he trying to make? And yet, the believers, when they see this example, they focus on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to. So if we look at the fly, this unremarkable, standard creature which annoys the living daylights out of us, buzzing around our room. We open the window, he flies in. Same open window, he never flies out. Even if you're telling him, go up a bit left, he nearly gets there and then he goes back to the bottom of the window again. Oh my God, man. So then he starts at the bottom of the window and he's like slowly making it up and you're praying for him. Come on, man, you can do this. We're all behind you. The whole family come into the room supporting him, little cheerleaders. Some people in the back are now eating popcorn. You can do this, my friend. Come on, you can do this. Gets right near the top, and then he comes back down again. After a while, obviously, the fly swatter comes out, the rento kill comes out, everybody makes the istighfar, and then poor chap gets it. This is common, standard thing. Well, this is quite a remarkable creature when you think about it. This creature, very small in size, 67 millimeters. It literally lives everywhere that any other human lives. Has a convex at the front of its head and a conical behind. It has large eyes. The male's eyes are bigger than the female's eyes. It has 3 simple types of eyes, a pair of short antennae. It can process information 7 times quicker than humans. So I know you've tried this before. You creep up behind the fly. He looks over his shoulder, you stand still. He gets on with what he's doing, you creep up a little bit more. He stops, he looks over his shoulder, you stand still. And then you get your arm in the position. He stops eating and he looks back up at you, you still stay still. And then you swing and he gets away. You think, no matter what I do, this guy gets away. Well, he can visualize things 7 times quicker than you can move. So when you're trying to swat him, you're going like this. And he's thinking, what's this guy doing? So he waits. Yeah, okay, speed up a bit. By the time he comes near you, he's gone. Back onto that window, trying to make his way back up to the top. Such an unremarkable creature, yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it such skills. Such an unremarkable creature. Standard creature we see all the time. Its mouth parts are adapted in such a way that it can only consume a liquid diet. It can retract its mouth part. And as I said, you can carry on. It has this, basically its mouth comes out of its mouth or whatever, and it sucks up things like a straw. It makes the food into a juicy liquid and then it sucks it up. They have chemoreceptors, organs of taste on their legs, so that they can identify food by walking over it. That won't be too bad, would it? So when they walk over sugar, they know this is sugar. When they walk over something else, they know what it is just by walking on it. This is the box standard fly that sits in your room annoying you. And I could go on and on and on. The point I'm trying to make is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah la yastahi ay yadriba mathalan ma ba'uda. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not embarrassed in giving you an example of the fly or something even more insignificant than that. Why? I can feel my frown coming, isn't it? Yeah, it was coming on. I could see when I was. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. So as for those who believe, فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقِّ. They know straight away that this is such a remarkable creature. This is the truth from Allah. As for those who do kufr, they say, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean by this? Because they forget the message that's in there and they start to focus in other things, looking for trouble. Instead of being in awe of this creature, instead of admiring this very basic and simple creature, which is a frustration to us, an annoyance to us, they miss the message. And this is how deviation is given to them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then describes the fasiqeen. الَّذِينَ يَنْقُضُونَ أَهْدَ اللَّهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مِيثَاقِهِ. They are the ones who break the covenant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after they had ratified it, after they had confirmed it. وَيَقْطَعُونَ مَا أَمَرَ اللَّهُ بِهِ أَن يُوصَلَ. And they break those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered that they should be maintained. So they look for trouble in their families. They look for trouble in their families, to break relationships in their families, to break off with their brothers, to break off with their sisters, to break off with their children. They go out of their way They look for, like the way they look for this trouble in a fly. Like, what does Allah mean by this fly? I'm not getting the point. In this way they do that. وَيُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, and then they go around causing corruption, causing fitna, causing pain, causing harm. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ, they are those who are the losers. They may seem that they have the upper hand. They may seem that they are annoying people and frustrating people, but they're plotting their own destruction. كَيْفَ تَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا. How rationally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala engages again. How do you disbelieve in Allah? وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا, when you were dead, you were non-existent. فَأَحْيَاكُمْ, then He gave you life. ثُمَّ يُمِيتُكُمْ, then He will give you death. ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ, then He will give you life. ثُمَّ إِلَيْهِ تُرْجِعُونَ. If you have a difficulty in accepting the concept of life after death, then how can you accept the concept of life before even life? If you have a problem with accepting life after death, then you should have a bigger problem in accepting life when you had no life. Because bringing a person alive or bringing something to life is easier, because you just got to copy and paste, you just got to repeat. But when something has not existed and you bring it into life, that is from non-existent. Again, when you just ponder over these ayat, how many times have we gone past Surah Al-Baqara? Head down, alhamdulillah, it's good to recite and good to recite quickly as long as the tajweed is there. But what I'm saying is, how many times have we gone past these ayats and not really understood what they're saying to us? If we spent whatever, 15, whatever, half an hour we've spent now, just going over these and pondering, I'm not even giving you time to ponder. I'm just holding your hand and dragging you through it. Just to sit and reflect. As I said, I could have given you a full taqreer on the fly. هُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُمْ مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to you that He has created everything in the world for you. ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى إِلَى السَّمَاءِ, and then His attention was turned to the skies, to the heavens. فَسَوَّاهُنَّ سَبْعَ سَمَاوَاتٍ, and they were constructed into 7 heavens. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ, and He has knowledge over all matters. So when the earth and all that we have around it is created for us, do you think it's by chance that you breathe in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide, and the trees breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen? You think that's a fluke? It's only taken us now to realize, climate change, we best start plant a tree and all the rest of it. If we had understood our Quran properly, we would have been the first advocates for climate protection, for the protection of the earth. But unfortunately, we've got our heads stuck in the soil. We seek goodness from other things when we had the best. Here we would have realized, hold on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything for us. When something is created for you, you become responsible for it. When you buy something for your child, or you say to your child, I'm going to give this to you, you already imply that you want this person to look after it. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. And if we had any doubt, then the next ayah makes it clear. Recall the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the angels, indeed, I'm going to create upon the earth a Khalifa, somebody who will deputize in running the earth, someone who will be responsible for the trees, responsible for the quality of the air, responsible for the animals that don't understand, responsible for every single thing on the planet that is there for his betterment. Even though we don't understand all the habitats of creatures, whether they're insects or worms or whatever, and we think, what's the point of a worm? Like, what's the point of a bee? The bee looks like a pretty annoying creature, really. What is the point of a bee? The bees die out, we're dead. This planet will cease to exist. Such a harmless in a sense as well, creature, such a small creature, and yet our full existence is based upon him. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَائِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. And recall the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the angels that I am going to create upon the earth a Khalifa. For the remainder of that, you need to attend Fajr Salah, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.